Radio Rahim with David Adeleye and Adam Booth. It was quite the press conference. I mean, I think your fight stole the show. First of all, I'm going to take you from the end back to the beginning. This table toss, we've seen this before from Derek Chisora. I mean, I had to duck a glass myself. What did you make of TKV's antics today?
Not authentic, but he's a good actor, though. I'll give him that.
You reckon this was all just a show?
Yeah, he's just trying to make a name for himself, doing certain things to get out of face-offs. And I mean, he's done that, and then he's let his team take him out of here, and he's had like a dramatic storm out, just things like.
Do you think you've intimidated him? As you know, you're an intimidating guy. You're aggressive. You have been taking the stick out of him. I mean, is this an act from you, as he said, or is this really who you are at your core?
He knows. He knows. He called me a bully on Monday. I knew I intimidated him as soon as he said that, because I didn't even say nothing to scare him like that. And then he's like, "Yeah, you're a bully," and then so yeah, I knew I had it from then.
I asked Adam earlier if this kind of antics gets in your head, if this is the kind of thing that could shift the fight, maybe make you so angry that you perform differently than you would as a calm fighter. He said you'd have to fail in your job, and he would have to do the same for that to be the case. But does it make you angry? Do you feel disrespected? Is there something to prove on Saturday night? Not just because of what's happened today, but after a loss and a comeback and having the spotlight again?
Nah, man, my shorty pisses me off a bit more than he does. It don't mean nothing. It's just another day, innit? He's just doing what he has to do to try and say something to get into my head. It doesn't honestly bother me. Like, I was laughing afterwards, and I found it kind of funny. Everyone was like queuing up to do interviews with me. I felt like Ronaldo for a sec. So I suppose I might have to keep these things up. So,
granted, you have a loss in your record, but it wasn't like you just got beat up or knocked out without any resistance. It was a tough fight, and I think people maybe are not giving you the credit after that fight that you deserve. Adam, you've been brought in since that fight. What was it necessary to correct? How do you improve on a man who was really doing so well and lost a fight by a close margin?
The honest answer to that question will take way too long to give you, because there are
I'll give you 3 minutes.
There are so many. There are so many things. What I will say is the path that he's on and the place that he's at this moment in time. I know what it's like to work with world-class fighters, and I know what it's like to have world-class heavyweights in front of me doing their thing. And what I see in David, I recognize at the level that he has in him, and that's what made me excited. And on a daily basis, he's doing the things he has to do now that he never did before to get to that place. So it's this fight and this event, this experience, and everything is part of his journey.
We saw Zhang lose a fight and still stay in the big shows in Saudi. We've seen fighters that, sometimes they lose and they stay in the conversation. You've taken a break on your own accord, and now you're coming back. This isn't a big Saudi show. When is it that you feel you have the right to be back in that top conversation with the top 5 heavyweights and even the championship conversation?
Soon, I think. The stuff I'm doing in the gym before, I never ever did. So the proof is in the pudding. I'm doing the numbers. I'm doing what's asked of me. Obviously, I'm not overlooking Jeamie, but once I do blitz him, then I think it's time for me to get involved with the big names.
I've asked Adam this as well, like how long it takes for a fighter and a trainer to gel. Obviously, you feel like this is a good match. You're doing things you've never done in the gym before. Maybe you don't want to rush it. Do you feel like there's a timetable, a number of fights you'd like to have before you get into some serious competition with contenders and heavyweight champions?
No, because look, we're fighters at the end of the day. So if you put anyone in front of me, I'm going to fight them. And that's on anything. If they got a pair of boxing gloves and they get in that ring, I'm fighting them. Don't matter who it is. And I think when it comes to certain coaches and certain people, they need certain students, and I'm that student for Adam. Adam wants certain things, and I provide that. And some of the things he asks me to do has nothing to do with boxing. He wants to see your athleticism. He wants to see how you do things outside, how you translate to do other things. And because I'm doing it, a lot of things have changed in my life. So I think when I'm fighting these big names, a lot of people will be in for a shot to see how I'll be with them.
Adam, you've said you don't want to fight or train people who are not world level, guys who have a real opportunity to be world champions. Many fighters would like to be in your stable. What made David qualify by your standards, and what do you see in him that maybe you haven't seen in any other fighter you've trained?
That's a good question.
Here's a good question. I don't know the answer to it. There was persistence on the part of Namdi. A very dear friend of mine, Mikhail, said that it's an interesting project for you. I think I see something. And so I said, okay, let's do a trial. We did a trial. And before anything boxing, kind of the energy between us just was good. Like it's not an effort to spend time in David's company, but then I had to, really be quite sinister and pick him apart, and I did, and that took some time. That took a little bit of time to get a point across, to get him behaving a certain way, to break through some beliefs that he had, and we got through those sessions, through those times, through those difficult moments, and he's come out the other side of it. And what I'm seeing now is quite a sharp improvement and progression in what he does, how he looks when he moves, how he moves, and the intensity that he's actually maintaining through sessions as well. That it's genuinely made me excited that I made the right decision. We stuck through the early days when I wasn't seeing what I wanted to see. He persevered, I persevered, and now I'm seeing everything I want to see.
And one more for each of you, as you've been generous with your time. What are we looking for on Saturday night? When you're in the corner, what is it that you want to see David doing where you know that, he's buying in, the theory is working, this is gelling? What I need to see is, I know a win is a win, but what I need to see happening is happening. What are we looking for? Choices,
doing the right things at the right time, using the energy at the right time, attacking, defending, controlling, all the elements that are involved in championship level fighting. I want to see him because in the gym and in sparring, he's making all the right choices at all the right time. When a coach you're looking, you think, right, take that defensive frame of mind. He does it before I say it. So that's what's happening, and I want to see that continue in the fight. In front of thousands of people, with a fella that thinks he's going to get into your head. I love the challenge. I love this moment because it's the type of experience that he needs.
You've said you hurt every opponent that you've had, even in the loss. On Saturday night, is a win, or is it necessary to have a knockout for you to be satisfied?
A win's a win, but I'm a knockout specialist. So that's what I want. And that's what I know I'm going to deliver.
Radio Rahim.
It's a bit like express delivery, right? You know the delivery's coming, but it's better when it comes the next day, right? You don't have to wait 2-3 days for it. You can just get it the next day. So that's like that with a knockout. I know I'm going to get the W, but I want the knockout.
Express delivery from David Adeleye and Adam Booth. Thank you for the time. Radio Rahim. We'll see you Saturday night in Manchester.
Yes, sir.